For the next newsletter coming up, we should be sending it out in early April. I'd like discussion by the board. I think we are going to be positioned to be able to reduce our millage beyond the Headley rollback. Probably a symbolic amount, but a small amount. Our police millage is 2.25. I think Headley will probably roll it back to 2.23 or something. I would like to be able to roll it back to maybe 2.2 or something. I still think because of our reserves that we'll still be able to provide exactly the same amount of police service, if not more. And also the fire department is currently 3 mills, and Headley will roll it back to probably 2.98 or something. I would like to bring back to the board in the fall probably 2.85 or something. Still plenty of money to provide excellent fire service and police service, but in these difficult times, I think it would be wise of us to put a little bit of money in residents' pockets when we don't really need it as much. We have sufficient reserves that we could, if needed, pull out of reserves, and I think that would be just a symbolic gesture to citizens to try and help. Another topic I wanted to talk about in the upcoming newsletter is kind of directed to each resident to improve the quality of life for themselves and their neighbors, to choose a road in their area and go out and clean it up. Walk the road, doesn't matter where you live or what neighborhood or residence, pick out a portion of the road you live on and clean it up. And that way it'll improve the value of your property, it'll probably make you feel good, you'll get some exercise, and certainly the trash hauler, we can put it all in our trash containers, and I plan on doing it at my road. Unfortunately, I got a mile-long road, and I don't have a lot of neighbors, but a lot of you that don't have that can choose a road anywhere in the township and go out and do what you can to help promote a higher quality of life for both yourself and everyone else. And so I'm going to suggest that in the newsletter too. We have had the board review this past week. It's I guess it's steady. We've given every resident basically 15 minutes to make their case. Apparently some other communities, without naming a name, gives 3 minutes. It's pretty hard to get their name out where they live in 3 minutes, let alone state their case. So I think most residents are happy with the allotted time that we've given them. Everyone thinks their house is over-assessed, probably. Certain areas where we've had the reduction over the last few years that taxable and assessed values are close, got a reduction. Those of us that the assessed value is still higher, it came down, but it didn't reach the threshold of the taxable, so we all got that 4.4% increase, which is the highest in the last, I think, 20 years. Generally, it's 2.2% or somewhere in that area, but this year was 4.4%. And I suspect it was probably from last summer, those $4 a gallon for gas that pushed the inflation rate up so high. So next year, I think it'll be somewhat lower. We have asked Mr. Phillips and I routinely meet with the sheriff's sergeant, and we've asked him for a proactive approach to this summer patrol activity. We want to be proactive and not just reactive. And we've asked him to come up with some concepts and ideas to reduce the crime. And if you look at the sheriff's report, they have been increasing tickets and that sort of thing, and there has been some additional arrests. But we wanted to go into something a little bit different. What kind of activities could he do to, in a proactive way, reduce crime? Not necessarily just arresting people and writing tickets. There's other things that could be done. And he's going to come up with some concepts for that and get back with us. One item we did do is we've authorized the Salem Township deputy to work out of our township hall in the spirit of regional cooperation. There's a caveat, of course, that he has to work on behalf of our township and Ann Arbor's to do the email alert on a daily basis. When a crime occurs, and he's supposed to come back, push the button, or type out the crime, push the button, and send it out with the email alert, so we get it much more quickly. We have been, through pressure through the Sheriff's Department, the lieutenant has been sending out these email alerts, but it's after the fact, after a crime's been committed. I've been sending it to Mr. Hudson, who I hope has been passing it on. But we wanted to take the next step, and that is right after the crimes occurred, this guy would come in and type it in, send it out to those on the email alert, as well as Mr. Hudson. He'd send it on, and we'd get much faster responses. So there's other things we can do to be proactive and not just reactive to the crimes. And if citizens have ideas on any of these things, we certainly would welcome them.